Good evening. Hey, welcome everyone. I'm Reverend Jaye Brooks, part of the ministry team here, along with the Reverend Dr. Natalie Fenimore, and soon to be part of our ministry team, the Reverend David Carl Olson, who in fact will be leading next month's Soulful Sundown. So please don't miss that. It will be his premiere. Our topic today is belonging. And you know, that's something that is a lifelong desire that human beings have and a lifelong question. And so between the songs that our wonderful Cosmic Orchestra will play and some poetry and some thoughts of my own, we'll shed a little bit of light on what it means to belong, to whom or what we belong, and how that happens. I want to say that I want to give a special welcome to our featured artist today, Abbie Gardner, who will be playing at the coffee house that begins at 8:30, but also Abbie is going to join the Cosmic Orchestra for one of the songs during our Soulful Sundown worship service. So welcome, Abbie. At about in the middle of the service, we'll be taking a collection, as we always do, a special collection for a group that serves human need. Today we're collecting for school supplies for local children who are in need. Loosen up the purse strings on your smartphone, and you'll be able to make a donation. There will be directions on the screen, and there's a donations box outside. I want to just introduce the band. This Cosmic Orchestra is a fantastic group who's been playing with Soulful Sundown for many years. And tonight we have Chris Marshak, our band leader, on drums, right, Chris? Bette Sussman is going to be joining on vocals, right, Bette? Yeah. Eugene Ruffalo. Hey. Jonathan Prentice. Jonathan? Yeah. And Jonathan is also our coffee house host tonight, so thank you, Jonathan. And Pat Falco on bass. One of our traditions in Unitarian Universalism is the lighting of the chalice. The chalice, the flame of the chalice, symbolizes the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment. So I light the chalice today with words from Marge Piercy's poem, The Low Road. Two people can keep each other sane, can give support, conviction, love, massage, hope. Three people can join to form a committee, a wedge. A dozen make a demonstration. 100 fill a hall. 1,000 have solidarity and your own newsletter. 10,000 power and your own paper. 100,000 your own media. 10 million your own country. It goes on, one at a time. It starts when you care to act. It starts when you do it again after they say no. It starts when you say we and know who you mean, and each day you mean one more. Let's breathe again.
Just a simple girl in these shoes. They ain't worth much, but they carry the weight of my blues. Just a lonely voice with too much inside. I ache to let it all out, but somehow I got too much to hide, so take me down to the river. Drive me way up north. Let's go where we can take it easy. Leave our troubles behind. You say that you feel old. You got the weight of the world in your hands. You say you wake up tired. Oh, you wake up tired. Drag yourself through the day, but you can't even remember why. So I take you down to the river, yeah. Drive you way up north, drive you way up north, yeah, yeah. Let's go where we can take it easy, leave our troubles behind. Again. Oh, I wanna breathe again, yeah. Troubles behind, oh yeah, yeah, and breathe again. Oh, I just wanna breathe, I just wanna breathe again. Oh yeah. Gonna breathe, oh breathe.
Breathe again. Go down to the river. Whenever I start to feel too stretched, frayed, and worn thin, I find ways to breathe again. For me, there's nothing like some time in nature to help me slow down, breathe, and find my soul's center. One of the beautiful natural places I visited with my children when they were young is the Assateague Island National Seashore. Now, Kevin was in preschool and Jamie was in 5th grade the first time we went there. We set up our tent at a campsite among the dunes. Now, it wasn't exactly wilderness, but there weren't any other campers nearby, and the ocean was just on the other side of the dunes. As we settled in for the night, I could already feel my tensions unwinding. We had made s'mores at the campfire and gazed up at the stars. Every one of us was tired, but it was a good physical tiredness after a satisfying day. We slept well. Yes, camping in a tent on the ground, we slept well. Early the next morning, I poked my head outside the tent and whispered to the children to come and look. Picture us gazing out, just our heads sticking out, and gazing at Assateague's wild horses as they grazed right before our eyes. These are not tame ponies. They're beautiful, totally wild creatures, moving gracefully in the morning mist. They blessed us with a holy moment. We weren't simply observing them. Instead, we were with them, joined together as part of the natural world. The horses, the children, and I, we belonged to the earth. That's something we human beings should never forget. We aren't just on the earth. We're part of it, part of the earth, embedded in its ecosystem, breathing its atmosphere, our inhalations and exhalations, part of the circle of life. As a human society, our behavior toward the planet may be reprehensible. As individual human beings, each of us belongs to the earth, and it's to the earth we can turn when our souls need to breathe. That camping trip happened during the school year that was Kevin's first experience of preschool. I had been fortunate to find a great preschool at the Unitarian congregation near where we lived at the time. There was a unity of community in the merger of Kevin's weekday preschool with our weekend visits for worship and Sunday school. That unity of community reinforced our sense of belonging. But on that first day, the day I dropped Kevin off for his first day of preschool, I was naturally worried about how it would go. Would he have fun? Would he like the teachers? Would he fit in? Would he make friends? Would he belong? Before I tell the rest of the story, let's pause for just a moment to think about the local children who are just starting back to school. Here in North Hempstead, not every family has the ability to give children the school supplies they need, not only need for academic success, but also to feel a sense of belonging in their new classrooms. So during tonight's Soulful Sundown, as part of a wider effort that this congregation makes every late summer and fall, we're taking a special collection to help buy school supplies for children in need in the village of North Hempstead. The supplies are distributed to the children through the ABBA Leadership Center. You can make a contribution by text on your smartphone, via PayPal, or on the website. Or if you're physically present here, the donations box is in the lobby. Having crayons, pencils, and a new backpack not only gives children essential school supplies as the school year starts, it also boosts their self-esteem and sense of belonging as they join their classmates for the start of the school year. In a moment, the Cosmic Orchestra will play Abbie Gardner's Born in the City. The song's lyrics invite us to think about how people can welcome one another into a sense of belonging. And tonight, we're especially fortunate to have Abbie Gardner herself join the band for this song. welcome Abbie.
1, 2, 3, 4. Come on in, sit down at my table. Ain't nobody that I would not feed. Bring your favorite dish if you're able. I don't care if you look like me. Oh, you don't mind if I don't speak your language. Have on a plate of my rice and beans. All my friends are here at the banquet. Everybody knows what hungry means when you're born in the city. Born in the city, oh, just like me. Born and raised in New York City, I know down there every street. Some high class, but most real gritty. I walk them all with my own 2 feet. Uptown, downtown, east side, west side. Nobody shocked by what they see. Rich folks, poor folk, young folks, old folk. Everybody working for the rent they need. When you're born in the city, born in the city, oh, just like me. Born in the city, born in the city, born in the city, born in the city, oh, just like me.
About Kevin's first day of preschool, with my worries about whether he would feel he belonged at the forefront of my brain, I drove to the school, to our local Unitarian Universalist congregation, to pick him up. Mom, Mom! Kevin was very excited. He said, "There's a kid here. He will be my new best friend." Kevin, that sounds wonderful. Tell me more. Mom, I went in the room and right away I saw him. He was dressed like Spider-Man. Yes, this youngster, who did indeed become Kevin's new best friend, was named Ben, and he had come to his first day of preschool wearing his Spider-Man pajamas. So to the question of whether Kevin felt he belonged, yes, Ben's Spider-Man PJs clinched that. And Ben, whose parents had been a little worried about whether he would belong if they let him wear the Spider-Man pajamas, Ben was ecstatic because his beloved costume was so enthusiastically admired. These two little guys were made to belong together. And later on in the year, it became clear that they were also made to be kicked out of preschool together. Just for the rest of one day. It wasn't so big a deal, really. Really. But honestly, who gets kicked out of preschool? It seems they were all sitting on the floor in a circle. You know this is what they do in preschool and kindergarten. They were sitting around on the floor in a circle so that the teacher could read a story and, show them the pictures. And my child, whose mind always ran at full speed ahead, apparently became somewhat impatient with the pace of the teacher's reading. Can you imagine? So, children, once upon a time. Anyway, Kevin started chanting, "Read faster, read faster." And Ben joined in, "Read faster, read faster." And then these were their generation of social influencers. The other children started chanting, "Read faster, read faster." Pretty soon it was a revolution, right? I confess that in addition to a certain amount of chagrin, Ben's parents and I felt some empathy for our children's dissatisfaction with their teacher's reading speed. Ben's mom said to me, "I always wanted the story to go faster too." As I reflect back on this episode, it's interesting how Ben and Kevin's friendship, their sense of belonging to each other, of being in solidarity with each other, influenced the other children in an attempt to shape the reality of their preschool. Now, community organizers take note. The kids were overruled by their teachers and the enormous power differential that the teachers had to send the two instigators home. But through their resistance, their solidarity, at least for a short time, they created a different kind of community among all the children. Okay, for about 5 minutes. But that's how it happens. Am I right? Can I get an amen? Yeah, that's how it happens. You create that solidarity, that sense of belonging, that determination to shape reality. And Ben and Kevin were folk heroes among that class of children. Now, as a family, we moved around enough that making new friends and fitting in, belonging, were fairly frequent challenges. When we moved to a new community and Kevin started 5th grade, I mentally revisited those preschool days, especially now that we had moved so far away from his pal Ben. And again, I dropped him off at school, and he came home with an announcement. "There's a kid in my class. I think he will be my new best friend." "Kevin, that sounds wonderful. Tell me more." "I was just sitting there, right? And suddenly this leg came flying through the air, and I caught it." "A leg? A leg?" "Yes, it belonged to this kid, Paul. He threw his leg?" "Yes, just for fun. It's an artificial leg. It comes off. It was right after lunch, and he was just fooling around. He threw it, and I caught it." And Paul did become Kevin's new best friend. Because the kid who would throw the leg and the kid who would cheerfully catch it just belonged together. They belonged to each other. They're still friends many years later. And together, they formed the core, the heart of a circle of friends. that group of kids was frequently at our house, and so was Paul's leg. Not just the leg he was currently wearing, but one of the smaller legs from when he was little. It showed up one day. I found it in the kitchen. Kevin explained it to me. To my, maybe Paul should take it home, he said, "Oh yeah, I'm sure he will." But as Kevin had explained it, Paul just brought it so that other guys could see it, and they were just fooling around, and Paul forgot it and left it. So I put it on a shelf by the back door, thinking, since that's the way they always came in and out, Paul would see it and remember to take it home. But it continually migrated from that spot to the TV room where they all preferred to gather together. "What's Paul's old leg doing in here?" I would ask when I discovered it in the TV room. "Oh, we were just throwing it around." One day I came in the house and straight into the TV room that was filled with laughing boys. As I entered, Paul's old leg came flying right at me. I caught it, and I threw it back, because that's what you do. It's how you know you belong. When somebody throws their old leg at you, and you catch it and throw it right back, you join in. You don't dodge or duck or hold back. You just go all in, wholeheartedly. This thing about belonging, it's a two-way street. You can't just only give or only receive. Belonging goes both ways. It means offering up what you have and being ready to receive what others offer. This is how to know you belong. You have to be ready to do things you've never done, to go places you've never gone before, to welcome each moment of new learning and new experience. You have to be fully present. It starts when you say we, and when you shape reality with someone else, with multiple other someones. Because belonging is a gift that others toss to us. And if we are wise and a little bit lucky, we'll snatch it out of the air and in exchange offer our own gift of presence. That's what belonging is, really. A shared gift of being fully present. So be willing to go where you've never gone before. Get out of your comfort zone. Go on adventures and carry the embers of who you are and who you long to be with you as you go. And you will find kindred spirits along the way. I hope you enjoy this next song, Trip the Light, because it's about that kind of open-hearted, adventurous exploration.
I'll be left at the end of things in a world kept small. Travel far from what I know. I'll be swept away. I need to know I can be lost and not afraid. We're gonna trip the night. We're gonna break the night, and we'll see with new eyes. on the western wind to a place that was once my world, back from where I've been. And in the morning light I remember as the sun will rise, we are all the glowing embers of a distant fire. We're gonna trip the light, we're gonna break the night, and we'll see with new eyes where we trip the light. Come on, we trip the light, we're gonna break the night, and we'll see with new eyes where we trip the light.
Trip the light. We belong not only to the communities of our families and friends, but also to the larger communities bound by common values and shared compassion. Those values make us part of the far-flung nations of the world and to the earth itself, our home. In the words of Poet Laureate Naomi Shihab Nye, messages from everywhere light up our backyard. A bird that flew 5,000 miles is trilling 6 bright notes. This bird flew over mountains and valleys and tiny dolls and pencils of children I will never see. Because this bird is singing to me, I belong to the wide wind, the people far away who share the air and the clouds. Together, we are looking up into all we do not own, and we are listening. And now I extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community and belonging, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and out into all the world. Stick around for that coffee house that begins at 8:30 with special featured artist Abbie Gardner.